What's going on? Alston Clark coming back at you again, man, with the Howard University Blockchain Lab. Really what I want to talk about right now is my journey in decentralization, right? Decentralization is very near and dear to my heart because I grew up in it, right? I was homeschooled from birth until college. And what that looked like for me and my siblings is that we were disconnected from the central education system that most of the people in our, most of the people grew up with. And we were able to kind of chart our own educational journey. And particularly what we did was more so like a certain form of homeschooling called unschooling. And in unschooling, you don't really have a set curriculum that you give to children to learn. You allow the children to follow their own interests and passions and then gain skills and experiences to propel them into their future. So in my personal case, in high school, I really took a liking to the outdoors and to aviation. So I was in the Civil Air Patrol. I became the cadet commander in my squadron, and I learned a lot about leadership development, outdoor survival, and I gained military bearing, right? So that's why a lot of my friends are, ROTC or military guys, is because I had that background growing up in high school. Civil Air Patrol is a paramilitary organization. From there, I got into entrepreneurship. I focused heavy on entrepreneurship. I was selling popcorn, you know what I'm saying? That was my thing. Austin's Gourmet Popcorn. Then I got heavy into research. I was doing science fairs. Then I was doing oratory contests. So that's kind of like my route in terms of education. The real only structure that we had from an educational perspective was our mom making sure that we knew how to read and do math up to algebra. And then at that point in time, we, in high school, we started auditing college classes and doing dual enrollment in the community college just to make sure we had the certain skills necessary to be able to enter college. Now, what that experience did for me is that it shaped my mind differently and said, look, you know what? I can't rely on the system to actually give me the knowledge that I want or that I need. So when I was in college, my freshman year, I pretty much disassociated myself from the concept that the curriculum set for me to graduate would actually give me the things that I needed to be where I wanted to be in the world. So I was blessed that, at Howard, there was a lot of stuff about startups and doing the technology route, especially from the alumni who were in the same vein. So I was able to latch hold of that information. But outside of that, I pretty much just had to kind of find the information myself, and obviously leveraging my sister who was deep into this stuff, and all those type of resources like meetups, books. So my first 2 years, I read a whole bunch of the OG gatekeep startup books, right? 0 to 1, The Hard Thing About Hard Things, How to Make a Startup. You know what I'm saying? I was reading a lot of Peter Thiel, you feel me? A lot of that type of stuff, lean startup methodology. I really dived deep into that. And I even have videos of myself doing that stuff in my freshman year. We're coming back to Howard from Georgetown right now. We surveyed 37 people. We got some good feedback. So that was an example of me kind of going on my own educational journey, my own decentralized journey to upskill and gain the experiences that I need to propel me to where I want to go. And I'm still on that journey now. And that's really why I love decentralization, because with decentralization, it allows you to craft your own story, right? And instead of letting somebody else write your narrative, you take the agency of your own narrative and you write it the way that you want to. My story is still being written. I always like to say, I can bend my current experience towards my destiny, but I never bend my destiny towards anything. So that being said, any chapter in my life, right, that I'm going through, that's just a chapter in a book that's going to be a bestseller. It's going to be an ebook, so it's accessible to everybody around the world. But if you want a physical copy, I can make that happen too. This is why I love decentralization, man, because it's really deeply ingrained in who I am, and it's bigger than just technology. It's really an ideology, in a sense, that can be applied to a lot of different sectors. So again, decentralization is great. Figure out how you can add it to your life educationally, professionally, and socially, within good reason and measure. Again, this is Alston Clark with the Howard University Blockchain Lab, giving you another update. And I'll be hollering at y'all soon. Let me know your thoughts on decentralization in the comments below. Peace.